Gordon, you must be delighted how well the season's going so far. 148 winners on the board in Ireland, 12 in the UK. I see one more winner brings you to 2,400 winners overall. That's a fair amount of winners, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice amount of winners. Yeah, look, we've had a great start to the season, David. The horses are in good form. You know, all the work is done now before Christmas, so just hopefully everything can stay in one piece from now until on to Stevens' Day. You know.
You went on some run over those stacked up weekends of all the big meetings between Nav and Fairyhouse, Punchestown, Down Royal.
Yeah, look, obviously there was a lot of prize money to be won in some good races, and we tried to target a few of our horses for them, and it worked out great. But you know, as you know yourself from being here in the yard, we have a great bunch of young horses, and you know, we're reinvesting the whole time, and you know, it's starting to pay off now.
Looking forward to Stevens' Day, where it all kicks off in Leopardstown, and we'll start with the maiden hurdle. Plenty of horses entered, so we won't be mentioning every horse, but we'll go through some of the more fancied ones. DB Cooper, a horse who won a point for Sean Doyle, and you bought him. He was second in a bumper for you in Fairyhouse, and he starts off in the maiden hurdle. You like this horse?
Yeah, he's been schooling very well. You know, we knew when we bought him he probably was never really going to be a bumper horse. He bumped in one of Emmett Mullins that won well in Fairyhouse. But out at school, well at home, the plan is to go for the maiden hurdle with him at the first race on the first day. All being well, yeah.
In the next race, the 5-year-old and upwards maiden hurdle, King of Kingsfield. Hard to believe that he hasn't won a maiden yet, and he was second in a Grade 1 in the Royal Bonds.
Yeah, look, maybe we were riding him a bit wrong, riding him so handy. We took our time with him the last day, and he ran a very good race in the Royal Bond. The plan, obviously, he's in the Grade 1 and in the maiden hurdle, but if you ask me the best chance he has of winning, I'd probably have to say the maiden hurdle. Obviously I'd have to talk to Michael and Eddie and see what we do, but I'd like to run him in the maiden hurdle, yeah.
And when you say that about riding them differently, you think that will make a big difference for him going forward?
I just think the last day we rode him for a bit of pace and it seemed to suit him better. You know, we were letting him stride on and use his jumping before, and it just didn't seem to be working, so we said we'd try something different the last day, and it ran well. But he's a nice horse, and I think whatever he does over a hurdle, to be honest, David, I think chasing is going to be his game.
Of course, another point-to-point winner. In the juvenile, the Grade 2, what would be the best of the 3-year-olds over the Christmas period? You have two in that, and we start with Mighty Bandit, who Jack will more than likely ride, who was very impressive in Punchestown for Andy and Gemma Brown.
That's right, yeah, he's another exciting Caldwell construction horse. Obviously, we've 3 entering it, whether I run 3 in it, I don't know. I think I'll just run 2, as I told you.
Cala Conti,
yeah, Cala Conti, yeah, she ran very well in Fairyhouse. She's getting the mare's allowance. Jack said if he rode her again, he'd probably have to be quicker on her the last day in Fairyhouse. But I suppose a combination of 2 things. I suppose the Caldwell construction horse, you know, was very impressive the first day, and maybe Cala Conti only having 10-6. I'd say Jack could ride the Caldwell horse. He done everything right. He's only had 1 run over hurdles, no run to flat, and to do what he did, and I thought it was very impressive that day in Punchestown. You know, he showed a good turn of foot from the last home, and we're excited about him, yeah.
And we see 3 of the horses that were behind them in Punchestown have all come out on one since, one of them being yours as well.
That's right, yeah. Our horse won well last week, but this horse was very good in Punchestown that day, so yeah, he's exciting.
In the Grade 1 novice chase over 2 miles, the Racing Post found the 50.
Yeah.
Second in the Drimmore. You think this will suit him better, drop back to 2 mile?
I don't think it'll bother him. I think, look, we came up against a very good horse, and Maximus, to have a rating like that running in a novice chase. I think it was his last day as a novice for the season, but our horse didn't do anything wrong. He settled and jumped great and done everything right, and we're looking forward to running him in the Grade 1. Obviously there's a horse there called Facile Vega that seems to be very, very special. Yeah, but our horse is in good form, and I'm looking forward to running him.
A few runners, of course, down in Limerick then as well. More than likely Sam Young will head down there to ride those.
Yeah, in Limerick, 1 graded race. I think the first day in Limerick you got the 3 mile graded hurdle. We'll run Search for Glory in that, and I could run Stellar Story as well. So I'd imagine run the 2 of them, and Sam will head down there, all being well.
And then up to Down Royal, they have a few runners as well, and I know you fancy a horse in the first race in the maiden hurdle.
Yeah, we have a horse called He's Ultimate in the maiden hurdle. He won a point to point very well for Patrick Thurley, and we just had a few niggly problems. He kind of never stopped growing. I just didn't get him to the track, so the plan is to go to Down Royal with him now, all being well. We won't massive numbers in Down Royal with plenty of chances. You know, Nice Mare and Jumping Jet will probably run in the rate beginners chase, and we'll run in the bumper hunters chase and a few others. Yeah, no, we'll be busy enough. Probably, I think, looking at 25 or 6 runners the first day.
Will we see Sam Crow in Down Royal on Stephen's Day?
No, I'm not going to run him. The ground is very, very soft up there, and I'm going to keep him in for Thurles mid-January.
Perfect, you're happy with him since he came out of the race in Tinahely?
I'm delighted. He'll have one more run and then the Fox Hunters in Cheltenham is the plan.
Okay, brilliant. Busy day in the UK as well. You're not going to Kempton, but you are going to Aintree. Far and Glory, winner of the Royal Bond, heads to Aintree to the Grade 1.
That's right, yeah, we're going for the Grade 1 with him. Look, it looks a good opportunity. Just not sure would Leopardstown really suit him. You know, he stays very well. He was good in Fairyhouse. He stayed galloping to the line very well. Sean Bowen rides him, so that's a big bonus. You know, he's riding a lot of winners in England at the moment. But it's a Grade 1, so you know we have to try and support him. And we run Ted Hastings in the handicap hurdle. He ran in Fairyhouse as well, the big handicap. He didn't get much luck in running, but if he got luck in running, he could have an each way chance as well. It's big prize money, and James Bowen rides him.
To go through some of the other horses, the big names over the other 3 days that are entered, we'll start with stable star Jerry Colomb. He goes to the Savills Chase on the Thursday. What's the thinking behind not going to the King George?
Just the ground, the way it was drying out. You know, we had a runner in Kempton the other night, and a few of the lads walked the track and just thought it was good enough. Speaking to the clerk of the course, they've got a lot of winds over there, a lot of drying over the next couple of days. So we just said, look, I didn't want to be travelling over there and worrying about the ground at this stage of the season. So Leopardstown is on our door. If we decide to go to Leopardstown and we're not happy with the ground, it's not the end of the world. But he's in good form. Jack Kennedy rode him work yesterday, and he worked well. He doesn't do anything fancy at home now. He's a very ordinary workhorse at home, but keeps his best for the track. But he's in good form and he's moving well, and we're very, very happy with him.
It could turn out to be an unbelievable race in Leopardstown.
Yeah, look, what turns up will be another story. You know, everything is going there at the moment, but you know, probably on the day you'll have 7 or 8 runners. But listen, it's the Grade 1 and it's the Savills Chase, so it deserves to be a proper race.
And we might see Conflated there as well. He's a winner of the race.
You'll definitely see Conflated there. He seems to like Leopardstown. He'll be better with going left-handed. Sam Yoon rides him, yeah, and we're looking forward to him as well. He's no big outsider. He's, you know, on his day he's very, very good.
Absolutely. The 2 mile novice chase on Stephen's Day, as you mentioned, you have found the 50. American Mike, who was entered in that race as well. Will we see him go to Limerick for the 2 mile 3?
Yes, he'll go to Limerick definitely. He handles soft ground in Navan very well. He seems in good form at home. We're very happy with him. Keith Dunn, who's going to go down and ride him. Obviously Sam and Jack are in Leopardstown, and Geordie's out injured. Keith Dunn, who's going to ride him.
Good to have him there.
Yeah.
Firefox, very exciting horse. Very impressive in his bumpers, and a serious performance in Fairyhouse, beating Ballyburn. And we see him in a Grade 1, or we wait?
You'll see him the new year in Naas.
Okay, in the Lawlers.
I'm going to keep him with the Lawlers. I think step up to 2.5 miles will suit him. So the plan is to go for the Lawlers with him, all being well.
You think that's his best trip then, 2.5?
I think it will be, yeah. Look, in his bumpers he looked like he maybe lacked a little gear, but he looked good the last time Fairyhouse, but I think 2.5 miles will really suit him. Okay,
good. Imagine has been very impressive in his 2 runs over fences. Could we see him step up to 3 mile?
No, I'm not going to go to Kempton with him. I'm half kind of thinking with him, there's a there's a Grade 2 or 3 there, I think the 2nd week in January.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep him for that, so I am. You know, he's not a big, heavy, robust horse, so I just want to pick and choose where I go with him, and that's what I'm thinking.
Crow Park, he was very good in the Monks Field in Navan, and I've seen this horse several times before I even came to you, and I've seen him in the yard. He's so big, and he is one of the typical horses, that cliche, whatever he does as a hurdler is going to be a bonus, isn't it?
Most definitely. You know, whatever he does as a hurdle is only going to be a bonus. He's a big chaser in the making. He'll go for the Lawlers as well in Naas.
Take on Firefox.
Yeah, and you know, you're not going to see much of him this year. He'll have a couple more runs, but you know, last year he pulled a couple of muscles and just maybe back at him a bit quick. But he's a lovely horse this year, and you know, I think with another summer's grass underneath him, he's going to be even better.
One of my favourites of your horses in the yard here is Down Memory Lane. Very impressive point-to-point winner for the Fogartys. Bolted up in a bumper in Fairyhouse under Derek O'Connor, and then Derek stayed on him in a maiden hurdle in Down Royal.
Yeah, he was very good in his bumper in Fairyhouse, and then we went on to Down Royal for a maiden hurdle. Now it mightn't have been the strongest race in the world, but you'd have to be very impressed about the way he done it. He seems in good form at home, and we're very happy with him. He'll go for the novice hurdle in Leopardstown, 2 miles. Look, it's going to be a big step up in class in what he was in the last day, but he's showing us everything nice at home, so we're looking forward to running him.
You hold him in high regard.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Caldwell Potter, another horse of Andy and Gemma Brown's.
Yeah, good horse. You know, he's obviously a brother like to Mighty Potter and
Brighter
Days Ahead. He's a lovely horse, so he is. Again, he's another horse that's going to be chased around the making. He's just the difference from last year to this year is unbelievable. I think from this year to next year is going to be the same again. You know, he's 10 or 12 to 1 or bigger for that grade 1, and he doesn't deserve to be that price. I think he got a massive each way chance, and it wouldn't shock me if he was bang there.
And like we mentioned, his sister, Brighter Days Ahead,
Yeah.
Huge future ahead of this mare. She's done everything so easy, from bumpers to her maiden hurdle. Where we might see her in the new year.
Yeah, we have her in a couple of races in Leopardstown. Just whether I run her there or not, I don't know. I might wait for the Solarina for the mare's novice hurdle in January. Like, to be honest, you know, taking her out of her own sex and her own novice company just might be the right thing to do at this stage. But we'll just watch and see what way the mare's hurdle cuts up in Leopardstown. She could be declared. We could run her. You know, I'll talk to Michael and Eddie and see, but she's a very, very good mare.
Absolutely. Dunboyne, will we see him go to Chepstow for the Welsh National?
No, I'm going to keep him, and I'm going to go to Gorham Park.
To the tie-ins?
Yes, yeah, that's the plan.
Brilliant. And the Paddy Power Chase, of course, a race that you have very good record in as well.
Yeah.
You plan to run plenty of those in that?
I will. I think I'll run 8 or 9 in it, you know. Obviously, we run Wild Fred. Will probably run. We'll run Chemical Energy. He runs well fresh. Jack Kennedy's picked him to ride. Behind nice ground. You know, he's a very classy horse on his day, but he does need nice ground, and he does run well fresh. So again, drier the ground, the better chance for him. And if it got soft, it wouldn't suit him. But it's always the way. You know, you want a bit of rain for some of them, you don't for the other. So for this horse, I probably really want a bit of nicer ground, and he could be a horse you'd see running in some of the nationals later on in the year. He could be an English or Irish national horse.
Okay.
Very classy horse on the ground. In Bitterd was very good in Navan the last day.
Nice.
He worked very, very well during the week, so we're looking forward to him. Deal Kerr will run. He's got a little bit of a mind of his own, but he put his best foot forward. I think he's beaten a head or a neck in the race a couple of years ago. Hollow Game, his run in Galway would leave him a massive chance. The ground was too soft for him the last day, and he just never travelled at all. Fakir was third in the Tiestas. He jumped great and went along up there up the front the whole way. Danny Gilligan will ride him, I think, going to claim 5 off, so he's going to have a nice weight, 10, 12 or 13 on his back, you know, a nice racing weight. Gardaso again, you know, he's in good form, probably could do a little bit of rain for him, but he's got a lovely weight in 10, 7 or 8 on his back. And we've Punitive and Royal Thief down the bottom. Either of them on a going day could run a good race, but it's a massive pot. You know, again, I don't think there's going to be a full field in it, so we'll try and run what we can in it. But you know, at 110,000 to the winner, it's unbelievable prize money. You know, so these races have to be supported.
So the one that we're going to side with is Jack Hendy's pick, as in Chemical Energy, once that ground stays dry then?
Yeah, well, like, to be honest, he was kind of torn between him and the two Bective horses, Hollow Games and Fakir. If you can, the running Nav in the last day, Fakir was good. If he ran that race again, he's a big chance, but he was coming off a good layoff. And Hollow Games Galway run was very, very good. But he just sided with the other horse on the ground, but there's not much between any of them, to be honest.
Okay. Blue Devassi, lovely horse, second twice in 2 bumpers. He surely due winning a bumper soon, is he? Yeah,
he wasn't fit the first day I ran him in Sligo. Josh gave him a lovely ride and he just blew up, and then Harry rode him the last day. I just got ahead in the bumper in Fairyhouse, but he's a nice horse. 2.5 miles will suit him, and I'd imagine he'll go jump in the hurdle sooner than later.
Okay. Beacon Edge, where will we see him?
We'll run him in the grade 1. Him and Irish Point are going to run in
the 3 mile.
in the 3 mile grade 1. Irish Point is working very, very well. It's his first time he stepped up to 3 miles. I think he'd stay because he's really laid back and settled. So it looks the right race to go for him.
You fancy him in that race?
Yeah, I do. At Beacon Edge will run as well. I probably should be going for the Potemps qualifier off his mark, but I'm just not sure he has the heart for big fields.
Okay.
He's a little bit gutless, so he is.
Right.
So there could be only 4 or 5 runners in the 3 mile, and
that'll suit him.
he could. I'm not saying he'd win it, but he could snake into 3rd place or something.
Okay.
I'm just not sure he has the heart for the big fields, if I'm being honest.
Zana here, we've seen him schooling over fence this morning. We'll see him starting over fences.
He jumped very well over fences this morning. He's going to start over fences. I imagine we'll start him off into 2 mile 5 beginner's chase in Leopardstown during the week. Jack schooled him yesterday and this morning and jumped very well. He's been a great horse, but the problem is getting his heart broken going around behind Honeysuckle for 2 or 3 years.
And
State man and them horses, I think he deserves to maybe have a little step up and trip over a fence and see what happens.
Good, he's definitely an exciting chaser anyway. Absolute Notions?
Absolute Notions will go for the Potemps qualifier. He doesn't show a whole lot at home working, but he seems to do it on the track, so he'll go for the Potemps, and it'd be great to get him qualified.
Favre de Champdou, very impressive
Yeah.
when he won the Florida Pearl, which is Upton trip to 3 mile and Punchestown the last day. He was second before that in his beginners in Galway behind Noel's horse, but he obviously well and truly reversed that form.
Yeah, look, we knew Ireland had improved for whatever reason or not, through fitness and that, and Noel's horse, I say, it just wasn't his day. I'd say he was better than he ran the last day, but Aura was very good. It was a funny type of race, Rowan Porter was up there going left the whole way, and Aura maybe got the run of the race, but we're going to go for the 3 mile novice chase with him. He doesn't show a thing at home. I wouldn't say we've anything as slow as him at home, but when he gets out onto the track and has a fence in front of him, he seems to enjoy it.
Good. 3 Card Bragg, you won't see him at Christmas?
He's a gorgeous horse. I have him in Leopardstown. I'd love to be running him, but the way the ground, it could be good in the ground. I'm half thinking of waiting till New Year's Eve maybe in Punchestown. He worked this morning, he's in very good form, and we're bulling to run him, but it's all about Cheltenham or an Irish national for this horse later on in the year, and I'd be thinking maybe the 3 mile, I think it's 2.7.5 or 3 mile New Year's Eve. And the beauty of going for that race is to qualify for these national hunt chases, and that you need to run over 3 miles, so at least it'll qualify us for a national hunt chase in Cheltenham if we happen to finish in the first 3.
That's the race you really want to run this horse.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Okay, good. Cocoa Beach, he was obviously very impressed when he won the Troytown, and he was second with carrying top weight in the Beach with chase under Danny Gilligan, where we might see him again.
Look at it, you mightn't see him over Christmas, to be honest. He'll be entered in Tramore probably New Year's Day.
Okay.
To be honest, if he came up bottomless heavy in a Savage, you might run him, but he just seems to love soft ground. But he's a horse of a lifetime. He's probably his own worst enemy because he runs a good race every day, but he's a great horse.
Pied Piper, where we might see him?
Pied Piper, you won't see him probably till after Christmas. He had a little procedure done on his back after the last day he ran, and you probably won't see him till the New Year.
And No Time to Wait, he was a very easy winner in Cork.
Yeah, he'd probably go for the winner's race in Limerick, I think on the 27th. There's a winners of 1 hurdle, so I'd imagine we're going to go there, I'll be well.
Gigaro for Noel Moran, good winner in Navan.
Yeah, he won very well. I'm going to wait, I think there's a race on the 13th of January for him, 2 mile graded hurdle, so that's where I'm going to go with him, I'll be well.
A couple of the horses that we probably won't see over Christmas, but we might see in the new year and have been very impressive. My Trump Cards.
Yeah, My Trump Card, you'll see him New Year's Day in Fairyhouse for a maiden hurdle. Very good the last day in Navan. He has had a run over hurdle, so he has experience. He jumps well at home. He's school during the week again. We're looking forward to running him, yeah.
Another horse I was very impressed by, the Enabler. He started off with in Turles when he got beaten in a bumper, but he's won 2 since, and the last day winning that listed bumper, which you've have such a great record in. Don Cossack and Allen have won that race before. I know this horse has a massive future, but we won't be seeing that this season, no doubt.
Yeah, in fairness, he might have one more run this year. He came highly recommended to us from James Doyle, you know, who's when he tells you to buy one, you have to we have to try and buy them. He's a top man with the pointers. At the first day I read him, a lot of my horses were getting betting bumpers around them that period. I'd say they just weren't fit enough, you know.
Okay.
But he improved from run to run, and he's probably the biggest horse we have in the yard. But he was light when he came. He was very light when he came to us after winning his point to point, and he was even light when he came back in. But he seems to be thriving on running. He's getting heavier every day of the week.
You can see that in his runs. He keeps improving.
Exactly. So he's going to be one for the future, and you'd have to be impressed with what you saw the last day. He hit the line very strong. He had to do all the donkey work out on his own at the front, which wasn't ideal. We didn't really want it, but I wouldn't mind a few more like him.
Anything else?
Loads. If you ask the questions, I'll answer them. Look, we've loads of horses. As I said, the support we're getting from owners at the moment is unbelievable. The young bunch of horses we have are great, and hopefully we can just keep building and keep improving. Okay,
one horse then to give viewers a winner over Christmas, no matter what meeting, where it is. Which one?
One winner for Christmas. Look, we've loads of chances. Look, Mighty Bandit, hopefully he's got a good chance at the juvenile hurdle and Stevens' Day, but you know, if I start mentioning one, I'm forgetting about them. We've got an amazing bunch of horses, and hopefully we've a good Christmas.
Listen, hopefully the winners keep coming, and very best of luck.
Thanks very much, anytime.